as Miss Mustard Seed in the blog world, and I'm here to show you what it looks like when you put a second coat of milk paint onto a piece of furniture so you can get an idea of what it looks like. So I've painted this with one coat of Luckett's Green, and as you can see there are still some spots where the wood is showing through, and I really don't want it to look so streaky, so I'm going to apply a second coat of paint. I did only use about a cup of paint to do this entire dresser, so you really don't need to mix a lot. And now I've mixed another cup for a second coat. And I found that I tend to use less paint on the second coat, so you really don't need quite as much as you might think you need. So again, I'm just applying it in nice thin strokes. The cool thing about milk paint, and you can start to sort of see it here, is that there's a lot of variation in the color, and that's the way the pigments are mixed with the milk paint base. There you might end up with some patches that look just a little more yellow and some that look a little more green, and not enough that it looks like, you know, some crazy multicolored piece, but enough that there's just a lot of dimension and depth to the piece, which I just love. It's on the list of my favorite things about milk paint. So I'm just going to apply the second coat just the way I did the first. I like to sort of go over it too. It's called laying off the paint, and sort of so it's nice and smooth. And milk paint will get very, very smooth. That's a nice thing also. Since it is a thinner paint, it won't show a lot of brush strokes. Of course, you could mix it to be thick if you want to get more texture, but you can get it very nice and smooth, and it's very forgiving. If you do have a drip or some brush strokes and you don't want them, you can sand them off very lightly with a sanding sponge. So there's the second coat. Now, if you are interested in getting that super chippy look that I have on a lot of my pieces, and it's a look I really love, it's one of my favorite things about milk paint, probably on the top of that list of favorite things, is the way it will sort of resist from certain finishes. The thing about it is you don't know where it's going to happen or how much it's going to happen. Some pieces I've had the paint just like peel off of almost the entire piece, and they're just little scraps left. And then on other pieces I'll have it just peel off in certain areas. So you have to just be flexible and go with it. If you don't want that peeling, you add the bonding agent, and I'll do a video on that as well. But it's not going to start to do that right after the first coat. You just have to sort of leave it for a while and let it start to do its thing, and it will start to distress itself. And I'll show you what that looks like with this piece. We'll see how much it does. Anyway, so this is what the second coat of paint looks like.